It's about time. What's going on?
Rumor report. This is the Rumor Report
Talk to him.
with Angela Yee on the Breakfast Club.
Well, Billboard magazine put the Verzuz effect on their cover, and they included Alicia Keys, John Legend, Babyface, DMX. You can see Snoop Dogg, Kirk Franklin, Swizz Beatz and Timbaland, of course, front and center, Erykah Badu, Jill Scott. But Beenie Man and Bounty Killer were not included. I always tell you that was my favorite Verzuz battle out of all of them. Now, Swizz posted the cover on his page, and he said, to our fans, while we are honored that Verzuz made the cover of Billboard, this would not have been possible without Beenie Man and Bounty Killer, who set a big tone for our audience and represented for Jamaica. Thank you, Billboard, for the acknowledgement. But we feel this version of the cover best represents the Verzuz effect. Now, Beenie Man posted on his pages and slammed Billboard magazine for excluding him and Bounty Killer from the cover art. He said, I guess Billboard is really that guy. If you recall during the Verzuz battle, he was like, don't be that guy when the cops came and tried to shut it down. He said, when will dance hall get its recognition? No matter how the impact, no matter the hard work, no matter how powerful the music is, them still try it every time they get a chance. A time now, man, fix up. Don't try to undermine the thing, dance hall. He also said, big up Swizz and Tim, but this is what our genre face. Everybody I don't know what FWD and take peace and build up them thing and then do everything to undermine the genre dancehall where they got it from. Now, another person who was not happy was Jonte Austin because he was also not included, and he also listed some other people that were not included on this cover as well. Jonte Austin said that The Dream wasn't included, neither was Neo or Sean Garrett, and neither was he. So here is what Swizz Beatz had to say about the cover.
Cause we didn't even get to see that joint till today. I didn't know what the cover was gonna look like. I seen the cover and was happy and was bugging at the same time. I'm like, we gotta,
I know. But that's what I was like. I know. I smiled and I frowned. I was like,
nah, it's all good. That's why we photoshopped ourselves out and put Bounty and Beenie in there because they did something that was super amazing. So they're the reason why people are in the room together now.
I understand why all those artists are upset. Beenie Man and Bounty Killer should have definitely been on the cover.
Absolutely.
But let's be clear though. Everybody that's in a Verzuz is not going to make a cover. Like the cover story is probably going to be the biggest artists or maybe the biggest Verzuz. So you would have to put Beenie Man, Bounty Killer on there. You'd have to put Erykah Badu, Jill Scott. And then you have to throw some star power on there like Snoop, DMX. Everybody wasn't going to make the cover. That's just not how covers work.
Yeah,
and they picked the biggest artists.
In particular, though, Beenie Man and Bounty Killer was a big one, like you said.
They should have been on there.
And it also was the first time that they had two artists in one room. They had crazy energy. It was amazing, and they represented. So I can understand that. And I can understand also how dancehall gets continually disrespected here, even though they've contributed so much. And so I get
Beenie Man and Bounty should have been on there. Those are the two that missed that cover. The rest of them, like Charlamagne said, they're going to pick the biggest artists.
Yep.
Now, the journalist who wrote the Verzuz story for Billboard also talks about her role in the article because people were coming at her like she's the one that chose the cover. Now, her name is Naima Cochran. She said, I wasn't going to respond, but this is like the 10th time somebody has accused me of disrespecting or omitting Beenie and Bounty. And that's what we're not going to do. So she said, and to one person in particular, she responded, so Ingrid Riley, I would encourage you to direct your ire towards whomever actually deserves it. It's not me. Yes, I wrote it, and they are prominently included in it. I wrote about them. No, I didn't have any input in the cover, nor did I see it. Writers rarely, if ever, do. I saw it today when the rest of the world saw it. She said, Beenie and Bounty, the significance of Sound Clash and them being a turning point of Verzuz are in my story. So just to clarify, she wrote the article, but she's not the person who did the cover artwork.
Yeah, that's not her fault. She don't pick the cover. The cover. By the way, the cover is all about who's gonna sell these magazines.
Correct.
Nothing more, nothing less.
Mm-hmm. All right, so that's just to clear all of that up because I saw that was happening yesterday on social media. CeeLo Green, in the meantime, is talking about women in the rap game, and he singles out Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, and Nicki Minaj. He did an interview that was published in Far Out magazine on Sunday, and he talked about artists sexualizing themselves in their music. He said a lot of music today is very unfortunate and disappointing on a personal and moral level. There was once a time when we were savvy enough to code certain things, and it was interesting because after this happened, a lot of people brought up these allegations. He had rape allegations against him previously. They also brought up his song Closet Freak. Here's a snippet of that. Now, CeeLo goes on to say, we could express to those it was meant for with the style of language we use, but now music is shameless. It is sheer savagery. He then name drops Cardi and Megan. And he says, attention is also a drug and competition is around Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion. They are all more or less doing similar salacious gesturing to kind of get into position. I get it, the independent women and being in control, the divine femininity and sexual expression. I get it all. And then he said, it comes at what cost?
I don't understand the outrage over WAP.
Me
like,
neither.
why WAP? Like, in America, sex sells. Why are people acting like WAP is the song that's going to make women become whores? Why is WAP the song that's going to lead my daughter to a life of sex work? Like, why is this record in particular hitting such a nerve? Like, I'm really confused about this. And CeeLo is from an era of Little Kim and Foxy Brown,
Freaknik, Greek
and
Fest,
Jackie O, and Kaya. And listen, don't get me wrong. When you know better, you do better. But why are you upset that these two 20-something-year-old young girls are expressing themselves in that way? I'm really confused. Like, why is WAP the song that has everybody so upset? I'm really trying to.
But he also talks about Nicki Minaj, and he talks about her platform and influence. He said her position as a role model is ineffective. He said you have the heads of state like Nicki Minaj or someone who is up there in accolades, success, visibility, a platform to influence. Nicki could be effective in so many other constructive ways, but it feels desperate.
Wow. I mean, I would say Nicki is constructive, though. Nicki empowers a lot of women to be bosses and, you know, take control of their business. I mean, just because she dresses a certain way when she's performing or shakes her ass when she's performing doesn't mean she's any less of a boss.
I just don't understand why everybody's so upset. Like, does everybody hear the music that's been coming out in the last decade, the last 20 years?
The celebration of the drug culture, the celebration of the gang culture, the violence, all of this. Like, I'm so confused. Like, why is this the record everybody chooses to have a moral stand on? Like, I'm confused. I'm lost.
For some reason, women, and in particular Black women talking about sex, people try to shame that all the time. And I'm all for women owning their sexuality. Is putting out whatever images and whatever words you want to put out is definitely true.
I don't know, because I mean, like I'm saying, like, why this record? Like, City Girl's been around for a while now. Cardi been around. Nicki been around. Meg Thee Stallion just got here, but why now?
People have had problems with that also. People have had problems with Megan Thee Stallion twerking. They've had problems with City Girls and their lyrics. Like, I mean, it's just been an issue, an ongoing thing.
It don't make no sense.
People always talk about, why do women always talk about these things? Why, and like, we're not multifaceted and multidimensional. And like, we can't talk about sex because everyone does it. It's not just in hip hop. It's not just the women. So
the only thing that offends me is men with titties. I want men with titties to do some push-ups.
Shut up, man.
Sometimes there's nothing they could do about that.
That's what I feel.
You know, they're skinny guys that have some too.
Envy.
Now my breasts are gone. I don't know what y'all talking about, baby. It's almost shirt on weather for me, baby. You see me do them 60 miles this weekend, baby. I see you looking at me. Stop looking at me through the phone, making me uncomfortable. Go ahead.
All right, and we got high mileage. All right, well, I'm Angela G, and that is your rumor report.